a father now, Dave.
Very nice.
Young Harry, as he started saying,
My next guest.
Always reinventing myself and stuff so that someday I can look out at that crowd and go, I'm 60 and sexy.
You know? See, he has a running thing. My wife's name is Barbara, and he calls her Diane. But... You're going to love it when you're in court. That's right, Dave. Spit up all over me.
David Letterman has always been known for his quick wit and contagious laugh. Over the years, many comedians have graced his stage, delivering jokes and stories that sent both the host and his audience into laughter. In 2002, Amy Sedaris left Letterman and the audience in stitches when she jokingly proclaimed her desire to become Sarah Jessica Parker's nanny.
I've been begging her to be her nanny. You know, I want to take care of the child she had with Matthew. Anyway, so I want to do my modern version of Agnes Moorehead, where it's like, I was wondering, I put Lulu down for her nap very nice. I was wondering if I could just get an advance of next week's paycheck. What about that Christmas bone? You always trying to...
Her deadpan delivery was topped only by her 2005 appearance, where she hilariously envisioned a vacated chocolate shop in her neighborhood, turning into a lesbian bar named Lickety Splits.
The only good thing in my neighborhood was lilac chocolates, right? And they're moving to Hudson and Jane. Oh. But now, you know, they're going to turn into a lesbian bar called Lickety Splits. Big fat lesbian bar. Fat people. Fatties. 5 drink minimum.
No, it'll be nice there.
5
drink minimum.
Speaking of unique comedic styles, only a few can rival the versatility of Bill Hader. In 2008, Bill Hader shared an unforgettable story when he was working as a production assistant on an Arnold Schwarzenegger film.
So they go, hey, Bill, we need you to operate. It's like one of those Star Trek doors, you know? Like, I'm like right above him, like with a pulley device, you know? Like looking down at Arnold like this. And he's like doing push-ups. He's like, oh, come on. Yeah. So they're like, all right, and action. And he's like, open up the door. There's a bomb in there. Come on. And he starts banging this door. And I'm like holding on to this thing.
When a door malfunction occurred during filming, Hader imitated Arnold's reaction, which made Letterman burst out laughing.
And then they gave me my cue. They're like, door. And I pulled the thing way too hard and it went. And he was like, and then they showed the replay in slow motion. He was like,
From technical issues to over-the-top antics, Chris Farley knew how to steal the show. In 1995, Farley hilariously recounted how his father criticized him about giving an autograph for his fans.
The chef at the restaurant came up and asked for an autograph.
That's nice.
And so I signed it, and then my dad goes, what'd you put on there? And I go, I just wanted an autograph, so I signed my name. He goes, oh, for God's sakes, make it personal. These folks are coming up there, taking a risk and asking you, make it personal, for God's sakes. Just sign your name like a jackass.
Later, he told the story of losing his NBC ID card shortly after joining Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah, you gotta have the NBC ID.
NBC ID, and I lost it.
Oh, no.
And I thought, oh my God, security's been breached. They're gonna have to redo everyone's security code. I thought it was a huge deal, and my paranoid fantasy was that, like, it would get to you and you're like, who is this jackass they hired up at Saturday night? He can't hold on to an ID card? Get him out of here! I was like, no.
His panicked reaction and ability to turn the mundane into chaos had Letterman in tears of laughter. From Chris Farley's chaotic energy to Don Rickles' razor-sharp roasts, the comedy hits keep coming. In 1988, Don Rickles roasted Letterman relentlessly, poking fun at his quirks with sharp humor.
But anyway, the point is...
The point is you're a wealthy man, admit it. Stand up and be proud. These people were standing in line in underwear and shorts, anything to see you, and you go back to your estate in Connecticut and go, here, fella, come on, boy! And it's a human being. Anyway...
10 years later, he returned to playfully scold Letterman for misnaming his wife, turning an innocent mistake into comedic gold.
Now, when you travel like that on the road, does your lovely wife Diane go with you?
No, Babette goes with me. See, he has a running thing. My wife's name is Barbara, and he calls her Diane. But you're going to love it when you're in court. That's right, Dave. Spit up all over me.
In 2007, Rickles had the audience in hysterics by joking about Letterman's overly attentive demeanor.
You know what they always say, isn't that right? All of that, you don't have to be that attentive. You don't have to be that. Don't give me that. He gives me that crap like he's interested.
In 2008, Rickles delivered a double roast, taking aim at both Letterman and Denzel Washington, leaving them laughing uncontrollably.
Am I right? His wife and your wife have the same name? Frank's wife and your wife?
What are you, a detective? I mean, you come up with these remarks. They have the same names, don't they? This is a 1-hour show, and the dumbbell comes up, but they got the same name. Let's go back to Dr. Denzel.
From sharp roast to sharp observations, Jerry Seinfeld takes the stage next with his unique comedic lens. In 1990, Seinfeld turned a mundane topic into comedy gold when he told a story about a New York airport marshaller.
And I get into the airport there, Kennedy, and you know this guy brings the plane in?
Yes.
It's New York, right? Yeah. And the guy is standing in front of the plane, he's got his hand in his pocket, and he's going like this. I swear to...
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Like he's gonna hit the plane. That's it, you're in.
From sharp observations to wild antics, Jim Carrey was a force of nature. Carrey left audiences howling in 1994 with jokes about how his internal voices in his head guiding his actions in ridiculous ways.
A lot of people have, the little whispery voice that comes into their head and says, I think you might be taking yourself a little too seriously. But my conscience is like Broderick Crawford in Born Yesterday.
Who do you think I'm fun of? Who do you think I'm fooling? Who do you think I'm fooling? No place you can run, no place you can hide if you make arrangements. Shut up!
I like that. Yeah. Punks like you are a dime a dozen.
Punks like you's a dime a dozen.
Later, he hilariously mimicked how wealthy people laugh, contrasting it with his own exuberant laughter before fame.
I used to go, that's really funny. Now I go, oh! Oh! Oh, beautiful! Have you guys heard this one?
You laugh that way because you know you're wealthy. Is that?
I'm very wealthy, and that's
odd.
That's how wealthy people laugh.
I wouldn't have guessed.
Oh!
In 2004, he humorously explained why he changed his looks all the time, showcasing his trademark self-deprecating humor.
Just, I have to change my look all the time.
Yeah.
Because, I'm in show business, you got to keep fresh. I'm kind of thought of as the Madonna of comedy. Always reinventing myself and stuff so that someday I can look out at that crowd and go, I'm 60 and sexy.
Not only that, Carrey also did a spot-on impression of director Michel Gondry, joking about how French he was.
He was such an innovator, so interesting. All the special effects were done, like I would run around the camera and change my clothes if I'm in two places at the same time in a scene. And it was just madness. I was constantly arguing with him. I can't do it. It can't be done. I can't physically do that back and forth 3 times. And he would say, how do you know until you try?
From wild antics to razor-sharp satire, Martin Short steps in to keep the laughs rolling. Martin Short had Letterman rolling with laughter in 1996 when he likened him to Leonardo DiCaprio.
You look fantastic.
No, it's not.
Look at this. Have you had a rib removed? No. What is it? I don't understand. Is it the new chin? I was at rehearsal today, and I said, excuse me, I didn't know Leo DiCaprio was guest hosting. No, it's true. Yeah. I said, hello. Yeah. I'm just getting into saying hello.
Hello. I'll try that, do you mind?
A year later, he joked again about how Letterman looked like David Schwimmer.
And let me just say something to you.
Yeah.
I'm sometimes afraid I'm going to come across phony. No, but listen to me. You look fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
No,
You look nice.
I know you're thinking I'm lying, and I'm not. It's as if spring is dwelling within you. Because I saw the monologue, and I thought, oh my God, David Schwimmer is guest hosting? I was
Short's ability to satirize the absurd with charm made him unforgettable. And now we shift to the legendary storytelling of Norm Macdonald. In 1999, Macdonald hilariously recounted watching Life is Beautiful, joking about how none of the cast spoke English.
And so I went to that movie. It was in Life is Beautiful. It's got a huge drawback. None of the characters speak English. You know? And then the title is English. They fool you, you know?
Yeah,
like,
oh yeah.
Life is Beautiful. Those are all three English words.
Yeah, there you go.
So I wouldn't have gone if it was like amore, d'amore, more. You know what I mean?
In 2009, he shared a story about Bob Uecker's unfiltered remarks, proving once again that his understated humor was second to none.
Bob Uecker is a very interesting guy. He thinks of everybody as the same. He doesn't think of people as stars or anything like that. He's a very down-to-earth guy. So he was talking to me, and he says, "Hey, man, you know that guy?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "That's John Fogerty, rock and roll singer. You probably think of him as some that likes to bite the heads off of chickens, but this guy can..."
Next, we enter the boundless energy of Robin Williams. Robin Williams brought his unmatched energy in 1996 with a story about visiting Japan, complete with hilarious accents and cultural confusion.
Look! Quest for Fire opera glove! People in Japan throw red paint on me. Must not wear fur! You know, Japanese talk shows, I even went on the Japanese news one night.
Yeah,
and
really?
That was a very surreal experience. They're translating, which is like bad medication anyway. Why did you do Club Paradise? And it's like,
oh! Wow!
In 2005, he joked about Letterman's then infant son, Harry, leaving Letterman laughing uncontrollably.
You're a father now, Dave.
Very nice.
Young Harry, as he started saying,
My next guest.
as a little Fisher-Price talk show set. Okay, they're coming on now.
Do you have a clip?
From Robin Williams' whirlwind energy to Teri Garr's subtle wit, the laughter takes a charming turn. In 1985, Teri Garr told a delightful story about struggling at a Japanese restaurant, making Letterman bursted out laughing.
I went into a restaurant and I ordered soup, and I took a bite of the soup and my tongue fell off. And this guy came up to me and gave me 2 pieces of rye bread and charged me extra. That's another joke. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
From subtle humor to unforgettable impersonations, Tom Hanks had it all. In 2012, Tom Hanks had Letterman laughing as he shared a hilarious story about driving on the German Autobahn.
The only time I got scared, Racer X was scared the entire time. Because he also had to translate the German GPS, which always sounded like Astand an Widerfluss. Which meant, you know, beer left in 2 kilometers. You know, like, and then you're on for a while, Astand an Widerfluss. which is like turn right at Poland. It was like literally like that.
The joke didn't stop there. Later, he shared a hilarious story about his German driver who didn't speak much English.
I got a great walking tour from a guy who didn't speak a lot of English, but he says, "How long do you have for your tour?" And I said, "Well, here's the bad news. I have a bit of a cold and I got to work tomorrow. So I got about an hour and a half." And he looked at me like this. "Well, this is not enough time to see Eisenhutten."
In 2014, he delighted the audience with an impersonation of NFL coach Tom Coughlin, imagining him as a nice stepdad.
Tom Coughlin? Tom Coughlin. He's a guy, he wouldn't know anything about your life. He'd just call you Tiger a lot. "How you doing, Tiger? You doing good, Tiger? Hey, good to see you, Tiger. How's school? School doing good, Tiger? That a boy, that a baby. Good kid. You need help with the studies? Hey, here's $5. $5. Go out with your friends."
A year later, Hanks did a spot on impersonation of Ron Howard directing a drone scene, capturing the director's enthusiastic energy and making everyone laugh out loud.
So Ron got, okay. So we say, ready, rolling, and action, and we run in and we start doing our dialogue, and it's very intense. And he's looking at the monitor right there, so we're right there, and so, hovering, drone, it came back, it's gone. Now it's back, it's back.
Tom Hanks showed us that great storytelling is all about finding humor in everyday moments and sharing it with heart.
So tourists from all over the world are hearing this echo throughout this ancient palace. Hovering! Drones! You see them? They're gone! Now they're back! So we did it for like 5 hours.